You're back for more of Raised by Wolves here on BuzzChomp, and I'm reacting to the premiere. I'm Dan Salem, and it's episodes 1, 2, and 3, your WTF moments.
I'm Mandi.
I'm Dan.
Subscribe to
BuzzChomp.
Woo!
The premiere of Raised by Wolves was pretty awesome. They gave us all 3 episodes of the beginning of this series, and there were a ton of WTF moments. I was kind of blown away by the pilot and what transpired, and as I watched, I was just like, all right, I could react to every little dirty detail, but I'm going to focus on the ones that went, whoa. Because I did a preview, and the series has already surprised me. It's going to drop weekly from here on out. I'm excited to follow it. These are the WTF moments from episodes 1, 2, and 3. Episode 1. Oh, it's all well and good. The androids crash on the planet. They're a mother and father here to take care of some innocent children, actually embryos, and grow them into children. To restart humanity, they're the atheists. They're fighting the followers of Saul. It's a religious war that destroyed Earth. And here they are on Kepler 22b, trying to find refuge and restart humanity. Well, OMG WTF. The mother is a Necromancer Android, one of Saul's androids. So the enemy of the atheists, their killer android Necromancers, had now somehow became an atheist android as a mother. And this is kind of information you find throughout the first 3 episodes. But WTF is when she morphs herself into the dead daughter. The mother is there talking to her lone son, the only surviving son of all 12 children that they tried to birth from the embryos, Campion. And they're remembering the daughter, his sister, that just passed. And she literally transforms into that individual because she knew her essence. She knew her voice. She looked and sounded exactly like the dead daughter. So now we really know something crazy is going on with this android mother. That was the tip of the iceberg, because the real WTF moment is when she goes all ballistic, AWOL, batshit crazy, and literally mass murders, executes every single person on the giant spaceship Ark. All of them. She vaporizes them. She screams and their heads explode. She pierces their skins and they just vaporize into dust. And then she turns into the captain of the ship, takes control and crashes it into the planet, and it explodes. She just annihilated the enemies of her people, the atheists, because that's who now she represents. Talk about a necromancing robot. This is a total creature of war. Episode 2. It begins with the ultimate WTF moment. Marcus, who, as we already thought he knew him as the leader of, or our captain, a high up in Saul's army, the enemy of the atheists, him and his wife were atheists, are atheists. They stole their current lives. They found a robot that had all the DNA data of the members of Saul that were going to get on the Ark. They got plastic surgery done. They went and killed those 2 people because they were still alive and got on the Ark and then assumed their lives, took over parenting their child, Paul, who didn't really have a parent until they showed up because apparently they were really bad. And they just stole their lives. So this is a total conflict brewing as they are atheists masquerading as Saul's army, yet fighting the atheists with the mother and father androids. Finally, we get a real WTF because I'm kind of like, where are the creatures on this planet? And after 12 years, these creatures emerge. It's because the Ark crashed into the planet, disrupted the ground, kind of fractured the earth, and these creatures are like, something's on the surface, and they're crawling up to try to discover it. They look like zombie, humanoid monsters, really is the best way to describe it. If you ever played the Resident Evil series, there are these creatures that crawl. They're sort of zombie, sort of half reptiles with giant claws and fangs, and they crawl and walk, and that's exactly what these things look like, straight out of Resident Evil. Of course, Mother vaporizes them with her necromancer powers, but WTF. Episode 3. WTF because the child Paul of Marcus is likely the Messiah of Saul. He is totally devout because he was brought up in this world. He's preaching their prophecy, right? He's speaking the prophecy, and every piece fits to be Paul. So if Saul has a prophecy of a Messiah, it's Paul. Now, this may not play out, but they're setting it up like Paul is the Messiah of Saul, yet his current parents are actually atheists. It's going to be a total cluster F. Another subtle WTF is that Father, the other android raising the atheist children, which are not atheists anymore because they stole the Sol kids off the crashed Ark, he's basically useless and super gullible. Campion just traps him in a silo like nothing. And then he sort of can fight the creatures, but he absolutely needs Mother to protect him. That's why she's the necromancing robot. That's why they put her there to protect the father and the children. And Campion realizes that also he needs Mother to protect them. The former Sol kids now realize they need Mother to protect them and save them. She wasn't poisoning them. Of course not. It was the roots of the thing. So he's smart. He figured out it was the roots that were giving them radiation poisoning. He can't actually fight or do anything beyond maybe scientific knowledge and like language knowledge, and he's got very good life skills and he's strong. But gosh dang, he's gullible and has a lot to learn about humanity. I'm going to end with a prediction. After the first 3 episodes, I predict Marcus will switch sides. He was an atheist who assumed the role as Saul's captain and lifebringer to lead Saul's army on the Ark because he just wanted to save himself and his wife. Now, he wants to get Paul back. Paul is trapped and Mother is going to save Paul. Well, I actually think Marcus, who we thought was going to be a true enemy to Mother and Father, is going to switch sides and fight on the side of Mother and Father against Saul's army, who are trying to settle now Kepler 22b, and we're going to have these 2 factions, and I think he's going to flip-flop. It's going to really cause some family strife because Paul, the son, is a true believer of the religion of soul. That being said, Marcus could give 2 craps about that. He's an atheist. And he just wants to survive. I'm Dan Salem. Comment below with your own WTF moments from the premiere of Raised by Wolves. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 are on HBO Max, and I can't wait to follow the rest of this series. It is mind-bending, dark, disturbing, and awesome sci-fi. Woo!
Thanks for watching BuzzChomp.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Share.
Woo!